Well, we've hit the time of the show where it is my very, very great privilege and honor to introduce to you someone I've known for several years now, my very, very dear friend, okay, who is an absolute mover and shaker and hurricane in the film industry. I'm not going to say much more except that she was for 18 years, she ran New Line Cinema in Europe and far, far, far more that you will see in the Roland. I have to tell you, we have a joke, okay? She calls me the genius and I call her the enabler. She is, as I said, she is like a force to be reckoned with. She's completely passionate about Chronicles of Brothers. She feels that it is her life destiny to bring it to the big screen and the little screens as well. And so I'm not going to say any more. I'm going to play you now just a little bit, a quick roll-in about Eileen Maisel.
Eileen Maisel has been living and working in the UK for over 20 years. Her distinguished career started in 1983 as Vice President of Production at MGM. As Senior Vice President at Lorimer Pictures, she supervised the production of Dangerous Liaisons, winner of 3 Academy Awards. In 1989, she became Senior Vice President of European Production at Paramount Pictures. In 1998, she joined New Line Cinema as Senior Vice President of European Production and Acquisitions, where she oversaw the production of films like The Golden Compass and Inkheart. Subsequently, in 2009, she co-founded Amber Entertainment, recently producing an adaptation of Romeo and Juliet alongside Downton Abbey creator Julian Fellowes. Throughout her career, she has established an outstanding network of artists and collaborators in Hollywood and Europe.
You've seen that amazing Roland. I am so excited to tell you that right opposite me on the sofa, in person right here in the studio, is my beloved friend, Eileen Maisel. Eileen!
Wendy, what a pleasure to be here with you.
It's lovely. Now, it's not lovely for you, though, is it? You said
no, I hate being in front of the camera, Wendy.
I know, you said you were tormented.
Tormented.
I know.
I prefer being on our set, shooting our Chronicles of Brothers, rather than talking about it here.
I know. But let me ask you first. We met in London through literary agent that I had at the time. And that's how we met. And then
Julian Friedman.
He gave you the books, didn't he?
Yes.
That's how it happened.
He gave me the books and I devoured them.
That's right.
All of
the first one. And then you got,
and then I got the second.
One. Yes, that's right.
And then I got the third.
That's right.
And then we waited.
Yes,
and then
we were in Israel, and then you said, if I love the second and the third as much as the first, then let's meet.
That's exactly right. And then we met.
Yeah.
And I came to Kansas.
And then you came to Kansas.
To work with you on the script.
I know, that was amazing. Now tell me now, what is it? You always have such passion, and you have such passion for Chronicles. Just share with our viewers, okay? Because many of them have read the books for years. Just share, what is it about Chronicles that just gets your passion and that you feel, that's why you feel you're part of its destiny?
I think that when you have the ability to make movies and to make television that can affect people's hearts and minds and souls, that it's a responsibility to not just entertain them, but to educate them and help them connect with their faith. And when I read Chronicle of Brothers, it did all of that. It entertained me, it educated me, and it reminded me about my faith. And I think that it's a project that will change people's lives in a time when people are looking for their lives to be changed for the better.
Okay, you came up with an amazing quote, okay, about Paradise Lost.
Well,
and Game of Thrones, that was amazing.
But that was, what's interesting, of course, is that when we first met, there was no Game of Thrones.
No, there wasn't,
so
I know.
Everything happens in its time.
Yeah.
And now, of course, what I believe is that we're creating Game of Thrones meets Paradise Lost.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now tell me, now what do you love about the books? Why do you want to see it on TV screens all over the world?
I absolutely adore what it says about our Father
Yeah.
and what happened and his desire to not be alone and to create man.
Yeah.
And I love the brilliant way it talks about Lucifer's jealousy and how that jealousy became the undoing of what was an extraordinary archangel.
Yeah.
And then the test of faith that Gabriel goes through. And then Michael, who never loses his faith. And all of the characters. And it gives us an explanation for everything that we wonder about in our lives today. And I think it's extraordinary.
And what about the modern day?
Well, I adore the fact that we then see the parallel, because that was not what was expected. So
Did
what
you
we-
not expect
not
that?
at all.
You
So
didn't?
when I
so
first
you read Fall of Lucifer and then Messiah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I just thought, oh, we're going to stay in heaven and then
Yeah.
it's going to play itself out.
Yeah.
So then when you introduce the contemporary story, it became extraordinary. And then your way of dealing with Armageddon is so much more intelligent and wise and heartfelt than anything that we've seen in prior books before. Because what's happened before is that Armageddon has been a way of frightening people, like the revelations have been a way of frightening people, and that's not what happens in your books. In your books, it's a way of understanding and educating us so that we can make a change, and so that we can bring about a change where things aren't necessarily going to be the way that everybody says they're going to be.
Okay, now so tell me, who's your favorite characters in the books?
All of them. When you're a producer,
some-
you can't have favorite characters.
Okay,
if I
okay.
said you who your favorite children, would you tell me?
But the thing is, okay, for those who are watching who've never read the books, how would you describe them, the story, in just, because you're very eloquent like that, just in like a paragraph? How would you
Well, you start off by
explain
saying
it?
it's Game of Thrones meets Paradise Lost, and so what does that mean? It means it's the story of how Lucifer fell and what happened to him. And then you have the parallel story of the contemporary brothers who
One
represent...
of which is the Antichrist.
Yes, of course, who represent the three archangels. So that's why it's a parallel.
Yeah.
And then it shows us what's happening in our contemporary world and how it all goes back to what happened in the ancient world, or even one would say before time.
Okay, so now let's talk about where we are. So we have, since Kansas, when we had our first meeting, we decided from movies to go into a TV series. That was a big decision for us, really, wasn't it?
But I think a smart decision.
I do too.
Because
know.
I think what happened is that one of the problems that we had, as you recall, in doing the scripts was that we had to cut so much out.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much you can achieve
And with
in
all
a
the
2-hour movie.
seating and the setting up, exactly.
Exactly.
I know.
But by virtue of doing it for television, we can tell the entire story.
I know.
We don't have to cut anything.
It's amazing.
Which
I
is what's
know.
so exciting.
I
So that
know.
you give people the complete history so that they appreciate the present.
Yes.
That's what's so exciting
Okay,
about
so
what we're doing.
we've done 4 episodes already. We've done the TV pilot and 4 episodes of that,
Of which we're going to do a 5th.
Of which we're going to, we got stuck on the 5th, I know. We're going to do a 5th. So now just take us into the process, Eileen, as much as you can. So we've been in development now all this time. So now what next?
Well, you know, what's interesting, development has also changed in the time that we've been working on this. And before, everything in movies and in television had been about the written word. What were the scripts like? But now, because of the advent of all of the technology, everybody's interested in seeing images.
Yes.
And what we have the ability to do, and what you've done with your extraordinary team at Warboys, are create images. So that's what's going to sell it. So the process is we have the scripts, we will choose certain images in
And we have
certain
the
places.
books to back it up
Absolutely.
as well.
Which the great thing about the books is that
It's the whole
whatever
story.
happens, they'll always be there. So people
we
will
have
be
a
able to go back.
canvas.
Exactly.
That's right,
And say, wait a minute, I don't remember that from the, oh my God, that's where it was
I
in the
know.
book.
Yeah,
So they can
that's
do
right.
that. So the process now is to get our visuals together and then put together the financing to make it.
Yeah, and we want to go to people like HBO, Netflix,
Amazon,
Yeah.
Hulu,
all these kind of people.
Showtime,
Yeah, so
international
this
distributors.
this is not Christian. This is totally secular.
No, it's totally secular.
Totally secular.
It's important that this appeal to as many people as possible.
Why? Because that's your passion. You feel, and I know you feel, I know you're Jewish. And
Yes, I am.
I know. And
Proudly so.
Oh, you're proudly so, and I'm proudly so, from the tribe of Judah on my dad's side, so proudly so. That's just why we love meeting in Jerusalem
Yes,
so much.
exactly.
We love it.
It inspires us.
But you feel that the Father has kept you for such a time as this, for Chronicles. You feel that this is something in your life that you have been kept for.
There is no question that every sacrifice, every success, every lesson has all been to this point to make this.
Oh, that's
it is
amazing.
my commitment.
And your commission.
And my commission. And it
know.
is something that we are absolutely going to do.
I know.
The world needs it. It needs it now more than it has ever needed it. And what it is that it is a beacon of light.
Yeah.
And that light will shine through to people's souls and open their hearts to their own wisdom. And that's what's extraordinary about what you've achieved.
That's amazing. And you feel that it's going to go through every generation. You know, I just want to say one thing. When I was in London at Leicester Square, I think, and Lord of the Rings came out. And I'd already written Fall of Lucifer. And I watched all the generations coming out. And there were probably about 4 generations, you know, from the young right through. And I felt that the Lord said, I felt the Father say, this is what Chronicles of Brothers is. It's going to be all of the generations just exactly the same. And I believe that. I really do.
And the generations to come.
And it's a legacy, isn't
So
it?
exactly.
It's leaving a legacy.
When we help people make the change that they want to make toward the light and toward hope and toward faith, the generations that haven't even been born will be able to look back on this time and say, that's what made the difference.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's what I believe.
I know. No, I know it is. I know it is. You're doing really well for one who was tormented.
Oh, yes, I'm still
Actually,
tormented. I'm waiting to hear how much longer we have to go on with this.
Can I just tell you, I know Eileen really, really well, and she is being constrained today, okay? She's incredible. She really, really is. Oh, we do have fun, don't we?
Well, that's what we have to do. We're very blessed to be able to do what we do.
We are, I know.
So if we don't have fun with it, then why are we doing it, right?
I know. But I'm going to tell a little secret as well. This one, okay. She does not suffer any fools gladly. You don't?
No, I don't.
Is that true?
Yes, that's 100% true.
Is it true?
It's 100% true.
What are your assistants called?
Yes.
What are your assistants called? One?
One.
I know.
That's it, because they change. I'm a rather difficult taskmaster.
Okay, so for me, it's like the reason we can work together like we do, okay, and we work wonderfully together, and we really do, is because of the way that I believe I've been trained up for 20 years in television, which is like this. I mean, you just have to be on your toes all the time. And we just have a synergy to work.
Absolutely.
Is that true? We do, don't we?
It's persistence, it's tenacity.
Yes.
It's efficiency,
it's like
it's speed.
And it's speed, I know.
It's speed.
But the thing is, remember when you said to me, I had to write another episode. Oh, I know. In Jerusalem.
You have to write another book, Wendy.
I know.
You
But
have
just
to
hold on.
finish
No,
the
but
Chronicles
it's
of
not that.
Brothers.
No,
We're
but
just at
first.
Chronicle, right?
I know. Okay, but first.
We have Chronicles to do.
Just hold on. When we were in Jerusalem, remember, and you said to me, oh, I'd written 4. It was so hard work. You know what hard work it is to write.
I remember.
And then you looked at me and you said, you are not going to like this. Okay, you have to do one more, okay, on the other. Oh, and my
That's
face.
Right. But it was because, once again, we had
Because it's
focused
such hard work.
on the celestial story.
And we had to do the
and
earth
we had
story.
to show how the earth story
know.
intersects and integrates
I know.
and interweaves with the story.
I know. And
Because
so I did
there's-
it. I
and
did
you
it.
did it brilliantly.
I did it
And you
loathfully
did
in
it
the beginning.
brilliantly, yes, but you still did it.
I did it.
That's why you have to finish the books.
I know.
Because I'm sure all of the people
don't say that,
want
please.
the next book.
They do.
Don't you all want the next book, whichever camera I'm supposed to be looking at? You all want the next book. Is that what you're going to be doing on Easter?
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, probably, yes, probably I am. I've already written 100 pages of it.
I know.
So, yes, you do know that.
I do know, and I can't wait.
But what's going to be so nice, just before we finish, is that what we're going to do, we're going to get in London a whole lot of TV writers in the room.
Well,
Aren't we?
once we've got our financing, and once we know we're in the process of making this,
Okay.
because we have so many books,
And when is
we'll
that
have
gonna-
many years.
And when is that going to start? Miss Eileen Maisel.
I think I've spent my life not being realistic.
I know you're very realistic.
Okay, and so now as my hair has become this lovely platinum color,
halo,
I've now decided to become very realistic. So I think that what we're probably looking at is I'm hoping that we can start production January of 2017.
Yeah.
Which means that we have the rest of this year to put together our promo, to put together our financing,
packaging,
to put together our director and our casting, and then we can start shooting.
That's incredible. So exciting.
That's what we want.
Are you excited?
Is you on a set. I'm so excited because then I will never have to be in front of these lovely cameras ever again.
No, we'll just
because
get you
I'll
on
be
film
doing
set.
my day job.
No, I will be coming. Yeah, well, anyway. But isn't that exciting? And we think we'll shoot probably in Italy.
Yes.
Probably Israel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Definitely. Probably New York. We have, because
with Jason.
Probably London.
Oh, with Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
We'll have
and
to
you
shoot in
always tell me, no, don't talk about cast now. Don't talk about cast now. But you know me, I like talking about cast.
I know you do.
Yes,
and when
you
when you meet them, they'll all say yes to you because no one can say no to you, Wendy.
Well, I hope they do, because there's some amazing. Except I'm so sorry, Alan Rickman died.
I know.
I so wanted him as Charizard.
It's very sad.
Yes, I know, it's very sad. Anyway, is there anything else? Thank you so much.
No, I'm just excited, and thank you.
Being here.
Thank you for allowing me to be part of this.
It's such a privilege and an honor that you are. Is there anything else that you would love to say with our whole God TV audience watching around the world?
Thank you. I appreciate all of your faith in us, and it won't be disappointed. And enjoy the books and enjoy the television when it's there.
So this is Eileen Maisel, my dear, dear friend. Eileen, thank you
Thank
so
you, Wendy.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, it was wonderful. Well, that was my dear friend Eileen from London. And that was just, I so hope you enjoyed that, guys, just to get a bit of her heart and the passion that she has for the project. And we'll be back right after this.